Technology, reality, flesh, metal, television, media, violence in media, insanity, body horror, fusing guns to your hands, making out with the TV, predicting the future. All of those things are in David Cronenberg's magnum opus, Videodrome. Welcome to the second episode of Why Is This a Masterpiece? In this, we'll go over the audio and visuals, production design, story, symbolism, characters / performances. Without anything further, let's begin. Yeah, this movie is visually something. This movie, in terms of cinematography, is pretty strange and unique. It uses this kind of harsh lighting and very tight screen that just stays in place. It has some close-up shots in places that are very uncomfortable. Like this, something so bizarre and uncomfortable is being shown. But when you really get it close up, it just kind of elevates that feeling. Some scenes just feel like you shouldn't be there. Wait, no, that's 90% of the movie. In terms of music, I love the electronic score. Howard Shore is amazing, as we all know. Like this. It plays very ominous yet kind of futuristic vibe, which fits with the themes. You know, entering a new age of flesh. A new flesh, if you will. It's sometimes very messy and sloppy. Intentionally. Especially this guy's room. Jesus Christ, man, organize that crap. But then there's the red room that to me feels like the inside of a machine but with blood red fleshy walls. Practical effects of course are amazing. TV exploding with real gizzards from a local meat shop. The handgun scene, it's just, for the lack of a better word, oozing with Cronenberg style. This film is one of the most incredible and gross practical effects I've ever seen. The slot, the TV, the gun, the VHS, the technology and flesh become indistinguishable. Incredible stuff. Part of the film's storytelling is that you can't tell what's real and what's not, so it's hard to follow the story on a first watch. But that's what also makes it cool. It's about a TV producer who produces snuff films. He's looking for something that'll break through, you know, something tough. He's got a controversial reputation because of the things he puts on his channel, and was even on a TV show talking with Nikki Brand and Brian Oblivion. The guy in charge of the unauthorized satellite they got, finds a signal called Videodrome. It's just torturing people. When he gets involved with Nikki Brand, she sees Videodrome and later decides to audition for it. She goes missing, so he contacts this old lady to find more about it. Turns out it's a philosophical movement and the torture is completely real. He's skeptical, but he thinks about it and goes to Brian Oblivion. Max tracks down Oblivion down to a homeless shelter where there's just a bunch of people watching television. Turns out Brian Oblivion's daughter, Bianca, is helping aid her father's goal of television controlling everyday life. Max then watches a tape of Brian Oblivion explaining that Videodrome is a socio-political background in which a war is being fought to take control of North America. Max then hallucinates his girlfriend speaking to him on the VHS. Then he makes out with the TV. Max is obviously disturbed, so he returns to the homeless shelter and Bianca tells him that Videodrome causes brain tumors. Oblivion considers part of his hallucination to be a higher form of reality. When Oblivion finds the signal was being used for evil purposes, He tries to stop his partners, but he's killed by his own invention. Turns out, in the year before he died, he recorded thousands of videos. That's all what his television appearances the whole time were. That night, Max hallucinates putting a gun in his chest. That VHS slot in his chest that's there now. He's later contacted by Videodrome's producer, and he gets this thingamajig on his head that can record his hallucinations. And almost immediately after that, he hallucinates himself whipping a TV with Nikki on the TV. But then it turns into Masha. He then wakes up at home, but then she's dead. Ooh. He tries to get a picture for evidence, but the body disappears. And now he thinks he's insane. Wanting to see the latest Videodrome broadcast, Max meets Harlan at his studio. Oh yeah, Harlan is the satellite guy. Max finds out that Harlan has been working with Convex, the guy that was Videodrome's producer, and he's there to recruit Max to their cause. They aim to end North American cultural decay by using Videodrome to kill anyone too obsessed with sex and violence. Convex inserts a tape into Max, programming him to kill his co-workers at Civic TV. He tries to kill Bianca, but Bianca programs him to her father's goal. Under her orders, he kills Harlan, who inserts his hand into Max's torso slit, causing it to transform into a... What is that? What? And then he explodes. Convex, whose body erupts into massive tumors and tears himself apart after Max shoots him with the gun fused to his hand. He's now wanted for murder, so he takes refuge in a boat that has a television on there. What? Why the hell is there a television on a docked boat? Nikki tells him he is weak in Videodrome, but to defeat it, he must leave the old flesh and ascend to the next level. The television shows a video of Max shooting himself in the head, which causes the TV to explode with all those gizzards. Real gizzards, as I mentioned before. He utters, "Long live the new flesh," and shoots himself. The end. So this movie has a lot of complex themes and weirdo symbolism, if you couldn't tell already. Media and reality are different, but video can still affect reality in a psychological sense. We are consuming ideas and visuals that can affect how we view reality, specifically in the television medium. This movie asks, if that's the case, what makes television less real than reality? This movie was also very inspired by the views of Marshall McLuhan. His famous line was, "The medium is the message." Cronenberg also believes technology is an extension of ourselves, just like this other famous quote from Marshall McLuhan. The film also, in general, is a view on the 80s criticisms of violence in media, and how that could psychologically affect someone. The VHS slot is literally Max becoming vulnerable to being programmed to commit heinous acts after watching too many of the snuff films he has produced. In a way, Max Wren is a semi-autobiographical character, inspired by Cronenberg himself. It's based on Cronenberg's own experiences with facing criticism of the violent content in his films. So it's basically just Cronenberg asking, how could shocking media and violent media actually affect someone? That's what this movie is. The main character is Max Wren. He seems to live like a regular guy, watches TV as, unorganized apartment, and he is a producer of a TV channel focused on shock value and snuff films. Like I said earlier, He's kind of just a normal guy. He says that his channel is a healthy outlet for people's desires and impulses. Can't wait to see how that turns out. Then there's Nikki Brand. She's a radio talk show host and psychiatrist. She's attracted to pain. Videodrome doesn't really help with that. Wait a minute. Max? Debbie Harry gives a great performance, and this character is really interesting. She's both a catalyst for Max's obsession of Videodrome and a victim of her own fascination with the signal. Barry Convex is the CEO of Spectacular Optical. He's very calm when he does stuff like this.
I've got something I want to play for you. Oh my God!
And he's using this signal to do a sort of natural selection of sorts to kill off those obsessed with shocking content. Then there's Brian Oblivion. He's the Marshall McLuhan-inspired media theorist who believes television is the retina of the mind's eye. Turns out he's dead and only exists on videotapes right now, which just kind of hammers in the themes of media being a whole new reality that, even if you've left our reality, you're living on in a new form that has real effects on our world. So are you really dead? Wow, that was a lot. I should probably summarize the message of this all, just to show how interesting it is. So if I were to summarize the message of the film, here is how I would explain it. We are in a transitionary period in our evolution. Television is a new technology and it's changing our perception of reality. If we use it to desensitize ourselves, we will become vulnerable to being controlled. If we desensitize ourselves to things like sex and violence in media, we could eventually evolve into something that is purely media consuming and only perceiving reality of strange ignorance to the rest of the world. We could be easily controlled and the old world we live in is gone. A new reality. A new flesh. This movie's aged so well. Media overstimulation. You can't tell what's real, what's not. Addiction to shocking content making regular life so depressing. This film is incredible. And the best body horror film ever made. Oh wait. One of the best body horror films ever made. Well, that's all, folks. Have a good night. This will help you sleep.